This is supposed to be a video about my BMW long-term car, but as you can see, I'm driving something different, an old BMW. But not just any old BMW, I am driving the legendary 325iS. See, when it comes to cars, they don't grow up like people do. They get wider, they get longer, they get taller, they get fatter, and eventually they end up looking very different from where they started off. And while BMW may claim that the IS became an E36 M3 and then an E46 M3 and so on, I think that the spiritual successor of 325iS is this, the M235i. I was a big fan of an IS when they were brand new, and the M235i is the closest thing you can get to a brand new IS today. When I saw the M235i in that now famous BMW Drift Mob video that was shot right here in Cape Town city centre, I just knew that I had to have one. I managed to convince both my boss and BMW SA that I should have one for a year. And when it arrived in this eye-catching red paint color with the contrasting charcoal wheels, I was smitten. I was just blown away. I mean, just look at it. It's so pretty. BMW SA was even kind enough to let me specify this car as I wished. I didn't go overboard. I took just a few things that would make life easier. The keyless entry and starting system, the comfort access as BMW calls it, an upgraded Harman Kardon Hi-Fi, seat heaters, you know, because it gets cold in Cape Town in the winter, and BMW threw in the sunroof to add to the resale value at the end of our long-term test. As you can see, one of the options I went for was a manual transmission. I believe that any good sports car should have this option, as it really cements the interaction between car and driver. Early in the car's stay last year, I decided to take it to the racetrack, what any good sports car owner should do. At Killarney Raceway, I got to experience the 240 kilowatts and 450 newton meters of turbocharged power in all its glory. More impressive than the power was how these M-derived brakes put up with punishment lap after lap. With an M235i in my care, I always took the long road home, and I visited friends in far-flung corners of the Western Cape. From Wellington to Hermanus, I always took the most crooked road. Oh, and I did as many mountain passes as I could. You name them, Franschhoek, Houten, Salauries, Hex River, and I've probably driven them all in the last year. Towards the end of 2015, my better half and I decided that we would take in a road trip. We decided to go to PE via Ochuaren and drove along the beautiful Route 62, where we could really unleash the power of the 235 on the open road. From PE, we drove to Durban along the N2, and then to Johannesburg, and back to the mother city via Kimberley. The entire journey was 5,500 kilometers, and in this time, I achieved the best consumption this car managed all year, just 7.56 liters per 100 kilometers. It's pretty impressive when you consider how much power this car has. So I had a great year in the M235i. It does so much right. It looks spectacular. It's got that glorious sounding engine. It's well specified. Are there any drawbacks, I hear you asking? The ride quality from these run flat tires isn't great, but that's about it. I can't think of anything else I'd rather change about this car. And to answer that absolutely crucial question, would I buy one? Absolutely.